Hello, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a long time. 18, 19 months, maybe a bit longer, I'm not too sure. Yeah. So I want to say thank you to all my subscribers, my old ones that have stuck with us, and all the new ones that have joined. Because obviously we know nothing going on. It seems a bit pointless, doesn't it? But yeah, so thank you all for sticking with the channel. Now, I thought I'd let you know that I'm back for one thing and why I sort of stopped and what was going on. Obviously, a lot of things have changed in a year and a half um, for everybody, not just me. But yeah, so I thought I'd let you know what's going on. The idea is so I can move the channel on. I was thinking of just starting a new channel, but you know, why bother? So I just thought I'd carry on like season two or whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, and let you know what's happening, let you know what I'm doing now, basically. So the reason, or some of the reasons I stopped is because I uploaded that tractor run video, and that was the first time I'd seen my mum in over a year because of what was going on at the time. And a lot of you know that she was ill and she was given like 3 years to live about 7 years ago. And unfortunately, or how you want to look at it, because she was in a lot of pain at the time, a week and a half after I filmed that video, she passed away. And I thought to myself, I could just put a video up saying, look, I'm going to have a bit of a break because my mum's passed away. But I didn't want to get views on it. Didn't, you know what I mean? I just didn't think I wanted it on my channel. And I thought what I'd do is after the funeral, I just mention it in the first video I do after the funeral. And yeah, and I was still filming stuff at this time as well. So I was planning on coming back. It's not doom and gloom because at the same time as my mum died or passed away, on the same day, Charlie had a baby girl. So I lost my mum, but I gained a granddaughter. Um, and I mentioned it quickly because I know people always put in, oh yeah, one in and one out and all this sort of stuff. Her boy Kai, he was born on the anniversary of me dad passing away, but he was born at exactly the same time. Charlie's gone on and had another girl since then, and unfortunately, another relation of mine passed on the same day as that. So Charlie definitely not allowed any more kids. Um, Talking about kids and grandchildren, Gemma's had a baby boy as well. So I've now got two grandsons and two granddaughters. So yeah, so it's not all doom and gloom, is it? You know what I mean? It's not all doom and gloom. So anyway, like I say, I was planning on uploading videos and stuff after the funeral, and I tried the computer and stuff, and it just said no. And I spent probably the best part of a month sodding around trying to do different things to get things to work and alter all my setup and all the rest of it. And I did visit Ben, Rusty Skull Productions, and he said, "I just do this, and the other." But I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get nothing to work. I tried different things, different editing stuff, different program. Oh, you know, I tried it. But in the meantime, I was still getting the stupid comments, and obviously, why mine wasn't in the mood for any of the comments. Yeah, so I just thought, you know what, sod it. I'll have a bigger break, and I started doing stuff without filming. That's when you realise how long filming takes, and how much of your life this channel takes up, you know. And so I just carried on. I actually thought it was quite nice for a few months, quite good because it just meant I could get on with stuff and not worry about got to get video, got to get video out, you know, all the time. It's on your mind all the time. So that's what I thought, and I thought I was going to have a good break, and then but for the last year I've been thinking of how to get back on here without sodding around too much, because like I said, a lot has changed because my personal life because um, I'm no longer doing the small engine stuff for a living. or any of that sort of stuff for a living. I'll explain that in what I'm doing in a minute. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so a lot of things have changed. The projects what I had have gone, and I'm not planning on doing any more projects. I might do a video explaining what's happened to all the projects. If people are interested, let me know. Because I don't want to sort of ramble on too much on this video. The van one was the one I was concentrating on, and I filmed a lot of before or after, around about the time when all this was happening. And and then I've realised that it's rotten as a pear. So that's gone. I've got another van. I looked at 62, 63 vans, overall a lot of vans. I've travelled a lot of miles and looking for something bigger, and I ended up with exactly the same as what I had. And in fact, if I film it, it will look like the old van because I've swapped the bulkheads and stuff inside, so it does look the same as the old one. The only thing is this one's empty. It doesn't have any tools. I don't carry tools at all now. So a lot of things have changed. So just going to have to sort of move on with the channel. I had to stop the video. I had to stop videoing just now because the dog's snoring got so loud. You might be able to hear him now. Yeah, I think you can hear him. He's right underneath the camera snoring. But it got too loud, so I thought I'd better cut it off. Yeah, a lot of saying about the van and stuff. A lot of things have changed. So have already changed. So when I come back, there won't be so much small engine stuff, obviously because I'm not doing so much of it. Funny enough, I have picked up quite a few mowers lately. I've just tried to get started, so I may put a few on. And obviously, there will still be small engine stuff on here, but I'm not going to concentrate on projects or anything like that involving small. There might be the odd thing, but very rarely, I should imagine. I'm not too sure. It's just how it moves on. The channel moves on. So what I've done is change what I'm doing for a living. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did set up a little washing machine repair business again. I went for the training. I've done got my paperwork up to date, pat testing, all this sort of stuff. But it just didn't work out as a business. I might have been back as well, back on the small engines and doing the mowers and that. So it just didn't work out. But one of my other little hobbies, what I've been doing off camera, was micro scrapping. Just taking things apart because it helps me with depression. Anybody with depression is bloody good for that. Just unscrewing things and stuff. It's really relaxing. And it got to February this year, and I was in the garage. I've been there about 12, 14 hours just taking things apart, like skyboxes and stuff like that, and PCs and God knows what, just taking them apart. And anything basically, taking anything apart. And I sat in and I thought, I've been here all day. I was really in a good mood. Like I say, it's good for me. And I started looking into the scrap side because a lot of you will know that I used to have, I mentioned it several times, I used to have car transporters and stuff. And I used to weigh in a lot of cars and scrap and all that sort of stuff years ago. And I looked into it a bit more and I thought, well, this is silly, mate. I might as well do more. So I did more. And that's basically what I'm doing now. I'm doing a lot of scrap. That means my time is my time. I get a lot more time to do stuff like film or whatever. I have done a few videos just to try it and see it seems okay. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but the channel, like I say, has got to change because my life has changed. So there will be small engine stuff on here. There will be scrapping stuff on here. There will be probably a bit more family stuff, what I'm doing out and about and stuff like that. And so I'm not going to go out of my way to do projects or anything because you have to concentrate on projects and it means you can't get on with other stuff. And anybody who watched a lot of these micro scrappers and that on here, you'll find that space is somewhat disappears. it's all good because eventually it's all money. It's like a piggy bank, but we'll explain it on the videos. What I will do, if anybody, like I said, I think I mentioned already, if anybody wants a video of what happened with the projects, I'll do one. I will introduce how I got into the scrapping, so I will do that as well, and I'll bit about my history in scrapping. I've got some photos with transporters and stuff somewhere. What might interest people, mainly with my race cars on, rather than the scrap. But you know, it might be interesting to people. Let me know what you want to see. I probably won't do it, but let me let me know. But yeah, it's just the channel's moving on, time's moving on, everything else. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. I just want to say, like I say, thanks for sticking with the channel, and it's good to be back. But the most important thing to do is remember it's okay not to be okay. Right, see you soon. Cheers.